Yo, today's episode of Imperfect Action Show, my guest, listen, we've been trying to lock him down for like 2 years. We finally got him through COVID and rescheduling and all that. I cannot wait for you guys to check out this episode. Let's go. Yo, bro, we supposed to have a podcast. What you doing, man?
Oh shit, what's good, brother? How's everything, man?
Everything's good, bro.
Good, man. Welcome to the house, man.
What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. Today's episode, I got an amazing guest. We literally met in a parking lot of a shopping of Ralph's a couple years ago. And like, you know, the alignment and the energy was right there. So we had a conversation. He had his son with him, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. And he was in the middle of something major at the time. So yo, welcome, Mr. Jerry Housey.
What's good, brother?
You know
How you doing, man? Blessed.
Amazing, bro.
Thank you, man.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So just to get some context, this podcast episode specifically right here took about 2 years. It took about 2 years to get me in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forths. There was a lot of back and forths and stuff, but I'm happy I'm blessed we're here right now.
Same, bro. And I, you know, and everyone out there watching and listening, and just want to let you guys know it's perseverance. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you may think, okay, cool, it didn't happen this time, it didn't happen this time, it didn't happen this time. People will give up, they'll stop, they'll quit.
Nah.
Episode don't come out.
You trust me, you a hustler.
You know what
I see the way you moving. I definitely see the way you moving out in these streets.
You know what I'm saying?
You definitely hustling.
I needed and I wanted to have a Jerry Housey interview, an episode on the podcast.
Me?
Yeah, bro.
I'm just,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
just a regular guy, man.
Listen, they're gonna hear a lot about you. I want to learn more about you, and this is a perfect platform to do that.
Let's do it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
All right, so look, one of the things I see and hear about you a lot is this whole concept and phrase that I'm built different. So I kind of want to just start there. So what does that mean to you? What's the whole essence and energy vibration around that?
Well, to me, what, I'm built different means a lot to different people, right? You know, it could be like the greatest athlete, that guy is just crazy. To me, built different, I'm built different. When I say it, it's like, yo, I'm built different because I'm getting up every day, doing my job. I'm working out, I'm taking care of myself. I'm taking care of my family. I'm changing the narrative. Me, I was brought up in a system where I wasn't supposed to succeed. And so for me to overcome that and still hustling and still want more, I feel like I'm built different because of it. I'm built different because I train my mind to not to settle. So it's like, it's so many different things with me. I'm built different, but to me, I'm built different means to me is just hustling, doing what you got to do as a husband and as a father, as an entrepreneur, as a leader. Just making sure taking care of everybody. So to me, that's where I'm built different comes from.
So let's go into it. You mentioned father, husband, leader, entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying?
At 34.
Black king.
All that, yes.
And you moved from the Bronx
to
LA.
Yes.
So let's go into that a little bit, man. What brought you here to Los Angeles?
So I was living in Buffalo because I went to school at University of Buffalo, right? I went there.
You know it's cold up there, right?
It's freezing.
Yeah.
That's where I left.
Okay.
It's probably snowing.
I wanted to make sure you...
No offense to my Buffalo people. I love y'all, but it's probably snowing right now. Like, I still love y'all. But I was living there, man, and, play football out there with the school and all that stuff. And then I was working at Bank of America, right? I was trying to climb that corporate ladder because, as a child, I always saw myself doing that. I wanted to be on Wall Street and stuff like that. Just a guy that's to wear a suit and have a briefcase. I wanted to be that guy. And I was climbing that ladder there. But, at the time, I had my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time. She's from Niagara Falls, which I basically call Canada. You know,
I mean, it pretty much can.
I said
It's
my
like
wife
there's
is.
an imaginary line.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I
'Cause you
said
could be
my
at
wife is
Niagara
foreign.
on the Canadian side or on the American side.
Yes, but she's on the American side. But I always joke about that. She's Canadian. But she was getting tired of being out there, to be honest with you. You know, it was snowing all the time. It's probably sunny maybe 3 months out of the year, 3, 4 months out of the year, and the rest is just rain and all this other stuff. So she wanted to leave. So she was like, yo, I'm leaving here. I'm leaving LA. And I was like, I'm leaving New York. And I was like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave.
Oh, you didn't want to leave.
No, I didn't want to leave. I said, if I leave, I don't want to go to LA. Like, to me, LA was just so different of what I was used to. It's just watching movies. Never been out here. Definitely judged it before I moved out here. I was like, I'm not that guy. Like, I don't see myself out there with the road riders. That's my perception of what LA was, like all this gang stuff. So I didn't want to move out there. And so she was like, yo, I'm moving there with or without you. And as you see now, I'm here. So, but I would say that was the
Shout out to
biggest.
your wife.
Yeah, shout out to Lala. Love you, baby. But I would say that was the biggest change in my life. Just that move to LA and coming here with no friends. I had like 3 friends out here. It was Simone and Delorian. Matter of fact, 2 that lived out here. And we lived with them. We lived with them for like 2 weeks. Then their landlord kicked us out. So we was like, yeah, all right, we're gonna move to LA. We're gonna be out here for a couple months. We're gonna try to start our life out here. We're gonna live with her friends for a couple months to try to get our feet together. And then 2 or 3 weeks into the move, the landlord said we can't be there. So we got kicked out. We stayed
So
there.
did y'all just move in there, or the landlord didn't know y'all was there? Is that why y'all got kicked out?
Yeah, basically you have to be in LA. You have to be on the lease. So they basically kicked us out. Then we stayed with her friend's roommate in Northridge for 3 weeks.
And for people that don't know, Northridge, that's not LA.
We was in Inglewood, then we went to Northridge, which was crazy. So we was there for another like a month, I would say. Got kicked out of there. And then we moved like downtown LA. We stayed in a studio loft. We shared it with our good friend Denzel. We was there for about 3 months. Got kicked out of there. Then we stayed one more time, and I think it's called Little Tokyo.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. But we stayed there for like 2 months. Then we finally got our first apartment 6 months later, I guess. Yeah. So for the first 6 months out here, we was living from couch to couch, trying to figure it out. And when we got our stuff together, we finally moved into our apartment.
So that's actually pretty ill, man, because your wife spearheaded the whole thing. You out here, and then y'all didn't just get an apartment off the rip. You had to like move and shake, figure it out.
Yeah, I wanted to figure it out. Wanted to see like what's the areas, because I never been out here before. And when I moved out here, I reached out to a guy named Terrell Gaines. He owned Athletic Gaines, and I basically told him that I wanted to like be under him, like learn from him, because I saw all the athletes he was training. Any big athlete at the time, he was training. So I wanted to be next to that guy and just learn from him, you know. So I reached out to him. I said, yo, I want to intern here. I'll work for free. You know, I just want to learn under you. And he allowed me to do so. But in the midst of that, you know, we did that for I think like 3-4 months. And then I asked him like, yo, when can I start getting paid type stuff? And he basically told me, yo, I think you should work for 24-Hour Fitness. And I was like, okay, back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
But you know, I appreciate that, because that made me go harder, you know?
Facts.
So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this set me down. Like, let me figure it out. Let me start getting paid first. Let me find a job. So I went to what I know. So my background is international business and finance.
So that's what I was actually waiting for. I was waiting for you to bring the segue, because you was like the suits and the briefcase, but you came out here. I was saying, where was the suit and the briefcase at? So you put it on eventually.
Yeah, I definitely put it on eventually, man. I had so many temp jobs out here. You know, I went to I think a company called Robert Half Accounting, and they was having all these like bookkeeping, account receivables, basically stuff that I knew, like finance and stuff, accounting work. That's my background. So I said, you know what? let me go into this and let me make some money, then I'm gonna figure this out later, you know? So I ended up taking in like 10 different temp jobs and ended up landing a job at Skechers, working for Skechers and stuff like that in a finance department. And I hated it, bro, to be honest with you. It was fun. The people around is fun.
So the briefcase in a suit wasn't all it was cracked up to be?
No, I already knew that from Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Because I worked at Bank of America.
Gotcha.
So when I was doing that and being stuck to a cubicle and then being told you can't get up, you can't talk, I'm not a guy that you're just gonna sit down, tell me to sit down and do nothing. Like, so I don't like authority. So I say, you know what? This is not it. So that's why when I moved out here, I had the mindset of, okay, let me get underneath this guy, Terrell Gaines, doing training. I like working out, and I'm in that atmosphere of being around athletes and stuff like that. So I said, let me try to learn from this guy and start trying to run my own business.
What's up, y'all? It's Brennan Boy, and one of the best things that has helped me go to the next level is powerful affirmations. I would say them every single day, literally when I open my eyes. So I put together these powerful affirmation cards to help you get to the next level, right? With powerful statements like, I live in abundance, or statements like, I'm not a prisoner of my limiting beliefs. Now, if you say these things to yourself every single day using the power of repetition, you're gonna believe the things that you wanna achieve. So look, grab your affirmation deck or your manifestation deck or your money manifestation deck. Let's grow your mindset and let's get you to the next level, right? Click that link below, grab your cards, let's go.
So where did I come from, that mindset to like, yo, I'm gonna humble myself. Well, first of all, before you even saying you're gonna humble yourself, I'm gonna reach out to somebody I don't really know like that. Yeah. And I'm gonna ask this person if I could learn from him, intern under him for free, show up, and then just, whatever comes from that. So what was the mindset for you to do that? Because, a lot of people don't take that step.
The worst answer you're gonna get is no. So I'm not afraid to ask anybody anything. Like if I ask you a question or I ask you for a favor, if you say no, okay, I ask somebody else. But I asked Terrell, and I asked my Hollywood Hino, who is my friend now. It's crazy how that works. I reached out to him.
Shout out to Hino.
I reached out to him. He didn't respond back to me though.
But he's not that good on text, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know who's worse, you or him. You kind of bad too.
I'm really bad. I'm really bad. But if you email me, I respond fast. Email me.
So you're better on the email?
Yes, way better on email. I look at my emails a lot more than I do my text messages. So, but what was that? I was saying
So we were talking about the mindset behind you, not saying, you're not worried about the no's.
Yeah, so me being in that corporate office, man, just already knew that I didn't want to be like stuck to a desk, or me having to look up to somebody telling me, hey, you can't take vacation days, and you can't just basically do what I want to do. In my life, I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to have somebody to control that for me. So I took my life in my own hands. So when I moved out, when I reached out to these guys like Hollywood Hino, Massey, and Terrell. Terrell was the only guy that reached back out, and I worked underneath him. And then when that didn't work out, I just went back to what I know, because I had to, living in LA is expensive. So let me get some money. I moved out here with about $15,000, and that went away in about 3-4 months. You feel me? Not working and stuff like that. So not managing my money properly. So I was like, you know what? Let me get back into the work field, doing what I know. And I landed a job at Skechers. I was there like 2 years, and everything about it was a beautiful scenery. I was in Manhattan Beach. My window was looking at the beach and everything. I just hated the people that was like managing it. Like people telling me like, hey Jerry, you can't watch The Breakfast Club. You can't listen to The Breakfast Club on your headphones. Like stuff like that. I'm like, yo, why are you monitoring me? And it's weird because like, it's probably like 300 employees there. It was like 2 or 3 Black people there. And so like, I didn't really feel comfortable because I couldn't really be myself. And so I was like, you know what? Let me figure something out. So I went back into like, not training like full time, but I started posting workouts on Instagram and stuff like that. And then Crunch in West Hollywood, they reached out to me. They say, hey, would you want to be a trainer here? I was like, yeah, I would love to, but I'm not certified.
I was going to say, you wasn't training before then.
No, I wasn't training before that. So I ended up, going, doing what they call a practical, is just, like a make-believe training session. And I crushed it. And he said, yo, we want you. I was like, yo, okay, this is my opportunity here. But the only thing was the pay was $9.50 an hour.
I think that's less than LA's like minimum wage.
Listen, it was crazy, right? So I was like, I can't do this. I'm making a lot of money over here at Skechers. Now this to drop. So I ended up denying the offer. I was saying, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. So I ended up going back. And then they called me into the office and it was like, yo, we've been monitoring you. You need to stay off the end of the Skechers.
Skechers office.
Yeah, I went back to Skechers office and they said, yeah, we've been monitoring you and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm done. Because they were going to write me up and stuff. So you don't have to write me up. I quit. I walked out of there. I looked in front of the big Skechers sign that's on the door and I just cried. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. Call Crunch back up, reach back out to them. They gladly accepted me.
Took that $9.50.
Took that $9.50. But I said, you know what? If I want to do this, well, you only make $9.50 if you're not training nobody.
Yeah.
Once you start training people, you make maybe like $30.
So the $9.50 was so basically the $9.50 got you in the environment.
Yeah.
But you still had to get a couple things together before you start training, start making some different money.
Yes. So yeah, I started reaching out to people in this area. It didn't work. Everybody said, Jerry, we love you, but you're not in great shape.
Oh, so you wasn't right
No, I wasn't. Listen, I come from a football background where, being big and stuff like that is cool, especially in New York and stuff like that. And LA, nah. Not when you want to be a trainer. You have to look the part out here. And I respected it. I didn't like it, but I respected it. Because most of my trainers that I had, like strength coaches, they were big guys. These are not guys that got 10 packs and stuff like that and arms and stuff like that. So I wasn't used to that. So moving out here, I had to change my mindset. So being in those like trainer room meetings, seeing like some of the trainers, how they eat, and I'm like, wow, they eat raw broccoli. I'm like, I'm from the Bronx. We are not doing that. We are definitely not doing that. So I was like, okay, if I want to take this business, if I want to take myself seriously, let me buy into this. And so I posted my before pictures online. I was like, maybe like 255. The most I weighed in LA was 270. All right. So I was 255. And I said, I posted myself, say, yo, you know what? I'm doing a 30-day challenge. Watch me transform my body. So what I did was I learned macronutrients, learned the amount of protein, carbs, and fats you need in your day-to-day. And then I started looking at what I was eating on a day-to-day. I was eating a pound of steak a day. Right? I love steak. Right? So I realized how much fat is in steak.
Yeah.
So I had to cut that out.
So you cut that out.
I had to cut that out.
Learn micronutrients.
Yes. I learned micronutrients and cut out the amount of steaks and the amount of processed food I was eating. Start doing label readings.
What made you just go so you just cold turkey this situation?
Yeah, because if I want to take myself seriously, I got to do it. Like this is how I want to live my life.
And so you just made a decision and you just stuck to it.
Yeah, I stuck to it. I said, this is what I want to do. I want to be a trainer. I want to be the best. And if they worry about an image of how you're supposed to look, let me give them that, because I'm going to bring everything else. But if they want to see me look a certain type of way, let me start doing that. Because I do everything exactly the same. My workout is like same. Everything, my training is exactly the same. But it's just the way you got to look. So I said, for me to get noticed, I got to look a certain way. Let me give myself to my best version of myself. So I lost like 18 pounds in the first month. And then I said, oh, I see this stuff. It started
You started to like the LA look.
I ain't gonna hold you. I did. I like the petite look, So I started seeing myself drop. But then I posted my after pictures. Then so many people was like curious, like, yo, how you did it? And stuff like that. And then people around me in the gym and at Crunch start seeing that. And they was like, yo, what you doing? I said, I've been learning macronutrients. I've been working out and stuff like that. Because they all see me work out hard. So I'm like, yo, come train with me. I can put you through the same stuff. I can get you right. And I start doing that, man. And I start just training everybody in there, man. Slowly but surely, everybody wanted to like at least work out with me one time or just have me as their trainer. And so I built my business there, man. I was there for 2 years. Then I ended up leaving there, going to Muscle Mechanics. Muscle Mechanics was another private gym. I was operating that gym for like 2 years. And most people thought that I owned that gym because the way I was like moving around, talking to people and stuff like that. So it was a blessing, but it was like, you know what? Yo, I can do this on my own.
So was that a light bulb at
Yes.
Muscle Mechanics?
Big time.
So being at Muscle Mechanics made you feel like you could do this?
Yes. Because I looked at the owner, Tom, he was a good friend, and I was like, you know what? Who helped me out tremendously? Tom, he gave me everything I should know about owning a business, and that was very helpful when it came to doing my business plan and putting everything together. So I was there, because he knew, it's funny, because as soon as I was there, within a week, he said, yo, you want to own your own gym, don't you? Like, he just knew. And I was like, yeah. I said, I'm going to be here for a while. I'm going to learn from you. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna learn from you. I'm gonna learn how you run your system, and I'm gonna do my own thing. And he said, yo, I'm gonna help you do that. And so Tom definitely did that. And so, but I was there for 2 years, and I was planning on doing everything. I signed my lease to the building here February 12th of 2020. So I told him, like, yo, I'm leaving here. And 3 weeks later, pandemic happened.
So, bro, this is a great story that we're about to get into right now. So where are we sitting right now?
We sitting at my spot, Strong House Fitness.
So from February 2020 to now, a lot of craziness done with that.
Yes.
To get us here.
Mm-hmm.
And that even goes to like how we originally met, which was in that parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you was telling me about the spot that you had.
Yeah.
So what did it take for you to get this place?
It took a lot of hustle. You know, luckily I have a great community of friends that support me. So I would say that every part of this gym that you see here, I was able to reach out to a friend for help. Like, hey, I don't know painters. I don't know contractors. I don't know architects. I don't know engineers. I need help with all that. And I was able to reach out to a client of mine, Janelle. She had helped me design the spot. She owns her own company, interior design company. She was able to help me reach out to different people and stuff like that. And just having even her husband, Julian, as a lawyer, who with the legal paperwork and stuff like that, able to help me learn that process, because that's another process in its own. There's so many aspects of owning a business that you never understand. Well, most people would never understand. And I had to go into this in the middle of a pandemic, not knowing anything. The whole city shut down, not being able to communicate with nobody, even with the permits, like to do, because we did brand new showers and stuff like that, because I wasn't here when we moved in. So we were supposed to get our permits passed in August of 2020, right? But since everything was shut down, the guy named Acevedo, he died from COVID, right?
I was working on the premise?
We were working on my project at Strong House. So he ended up dying, and from COVID. And then they signed us to another guy. And he basically said everything that guy approved was wrong.
So you had to start over.
I had to start all the way over. And then in the middle of that, middle of me starting over, I get a cease and desist order.
Of operating. It
was somebody else saying that I couldn't use my name that I had for about 2 years.
You couldn't use the Strong House name?
Strong House. Yeah, bro. And I was
in
like,
LA, in the fitness category.
Yes. I could not use it. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm not permanent to be here now. I got to go through this whole process again. And now you're telling me I can't even be here. I can't even use my name.
You can't use my name.
So I just kept my faith. That's one thing about me. I keep my faith. I said, you know what? I can only handle things I can control. So I reached out to different lawyers, and then I just went through.
Did you have a backup name or not? You was just like
No, I was thinking with Strong House. It was. I know that's my name. And when I first did my research, nobody had it. That's my name. No one's taking my name.
So when you did your research, did you get your trademarking popping
Yes.
off immediately?
Well, at the time, no.
Okay.
So I would tell you, if you have a company name that you want, make sure you trademark it, do all the due diligence, making sure to keep that name.
So you
Get
got
the
that?
.com,
Yep.
get your Instagram, get everything. Because people will go out there and if they see you with a company and then they'll start like searching your domain. If you don't own that domain, they will take it from you. And then when you want to go buy the domain, they want $50,000 for it. Like it's
Facts.
crazy.
That's a whole business, bro.
Yo, I see.
It's a whole business.
I see. Shout out to y'all guys, man. Crazy, man. But just doing that, man. But we overcame all that, man. But it was a lot of stressful days, man. But luckily I got my beautiful family that keep me grounded. I don't go home and carry that on me. I got a son and I got a beautiful daughter. So JJ, ZZ, Daddy loves you. I got a beautiful family, man, that loves me and support everything I'm doing. And I have a beautiful community here too at Strong House. Because, one thing I would say about here, that people that when they come to Strong House, you'll feel like you're part of a family. And everybody would know you by first name. And they'll hold you accountable too. If you're missing for 2 days, if they know your schedule, if you're a Monday, Wednesday, Friday type of person, and they see you Wednesday and Friday and you come in on Monday, they'll be like, where you been? And so I like a feeling like that when somebody holding me accountable. Like, you know what? I probably was bullshit. You know what? Let me get up to the gym.
Yeah.
And and I would say this is the only gym like that in LA that you could come into and people will hold you accountable.
That's facts. I've been to a couple of gyms and none of them was like, yo, where you been at?
Yeah. I make it a point where I let everybody meet each other. I want everybody to communicate with each other, man, because we a family. And in the LA, they're not a lot of communities. And I want to build a community here at Strong House Fitness, no matter what. Like it's a beautiful thing that what we got going on here.
And podcasters, how would you like to make 5 or 6 figures with your podcast? Did you know that most podcasters do not make any revenue? It's because they think they need brand deals, sponsorships, and a large audience to monetize your show. But what if I told you you don't need none of that? There's a simple 4-step framework to position your show to be monetized. And I can give it again completely for free. All you need to do is head over to podcast2profits.live and I'll see you in this exclusive training. I'm gonna give you all the game. What are you waiting for? Head over to the training, let's go.
All right, bro, so look, what does it take to actually run the gym? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it bread in here? Like,
Is it what?
Is it bread in here? Like, we get to the money in this spot?
Oh,
like,
yo,
what is it like operating the gym?
Operating the gym is fun. Because you come in every day. With me, I'm always high energy, man. So me coming in every day and just look like I'm talking to all my friends.
You just working out your
I'm just working out with my peoples, man. And it's like, we gossip, we work hard. That's the first thing. We come in here and work. Well, we're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to joke. We're going to invest. We're going to listen. I watch $1 million deals get done on this floor. Like, we got so many different entrepreneurs that's here, that's hustling and stuff like that. And everybody's finding ways to work together. And no one's scared to share that knowledge. And that's what you need in the community. If you know something that I don't know, you'll teach me. And the person being willing to learn and stuff like that, so. But is it lucrative?
Is it profitable?
Oh, yes.
It's profitable?
Yes, gyms are profitable. If you ran it the right way, we have a great amount of trainers here that running that. So we have 3 ways to do this business, right? I have memberships here. I have my team of trainers, my excellent trainers I have here. Then we have independent trainers that come in here as well. So it's kind of ran like a barbershop. So they come in here and rent out their space. They rent out their space for an hour or for the month. They can pay for a monthly thing or something like that. So it's 3 different ways to the business. Then you have merchandise. Then you have boot camps. So if you're on top of all that type of stuff, you're going to be profitable.
I think you might be missing it sounds like you might be missing a spot. Or maybe you got it, you ain't mentioning.
Maybe I didn't mention. What
about the online part?
Oh, yeah, the online, definitely. So all the trainers here, they run their own personal
online
businesses and stuff like that. And with me, I run the Strong House as far as the online training and stuff.
So you got the online training, the boot camps, the subscriptions. You obviously the trainers that are like this is at home, and then you got the independent trainers.
Yes.
So There's money to be made.
Oh, there's definitely money to be made. Yes. You know, I don't like to brag about money and stuff like that because I know there's some people out here.
Don't brag,
There's some
inspire.
people out here. I'm from the Bronx where
Don't
they'll
brag,
find you.
inspire.
Yes, I know they'll find you. So I try to keep it modest. Yeah, I try to keep it modest. But you know what? I'm blessed, you know, especially for me not coming from money and stuff like that, and be able to help take care of my family it's a blessing.
What was that like in terms of like your financial literacy, learning the business, you know what I'm saying? Like really understanding the economics of this business in particular, and then your way of pivoting and like your direction in the business.
Well, what I did was, even when I was at Crunch, I thought about owning a gym, but I was kind of scared to do it, right? And then muscle mechanics like solidified the reasons of doing it, right? So when I was at Crunch, I used to just talk to my customers or talk to the clients and stuff like that, and ask them what they hate about the gym, what they hate about Crunch, or what they like about it, or what they wish they was in a gym and stuff like that. So me just taking out, jotting on, okay, you don't like this, okay, you want this, I'll make sure I have that in my gym. So when I went to a private gym, which is totally different from a corporate big gym like Crunch, okay, because this is more my speed, I want something more private like this. Let me talk around, not just like laugh and joke with the people, let me ask them serious questions. Okay, what would you change about this gym? And it was like, well, you know, we want colors, we want to feel like it's some type of theme walking in. So I was like, okay, cool. What one thing you like? I wish it was better music. I would say that's something I know I want to do because the whole purpose of Strong House Fitness is me training out here, especially being a private trainer. I felt like there was no gyms out here that felt good and motivating to train in. You know, because me as a trainer, I needed to feel motivated to work out, right, and to train my clients, right. So, but if I'm in a space where I'm not motivated, when they walk in the door and I'm not motivated, it's gonna be hard to push them. So I wanted to create a space where when you walk in, you just feel the energy and you feel motivated to be here and to train your clients at the maximum capacity or whatever, and to do the best job you could possibly can do. Because at least we're here, right? I would say we compete a lot, right? It's a lot of competition, right? If you got a client that's a weight loss client, right? And you with them for 3-4 months and you don't see no changes, I'm gonna call you up. I'm the trainer, I'm the guy here that's gonna call you. I'm like, yo, listen, this person's not working out, or this person's not dropping. I know they wanna lose weight, what's going on? And they usually say, oh, the client is overeating or not doing it right or drinking all the time and stuff like that. Then I will have a talk with the client. So
that's kind of different, bro.
Yeah,
that's different.
I would definitely
you're giving accountability to the trainer, but then you're also giving that accountability to the client.
Yeah, I hold myself to the same standards, baby. Like I'm hard on my clients, but I'm even harder on myself. Trust me, you call me fat one day, I'll be in the gym running 5 or 6 miles. I'll be lifting 100 pounds, 1,000 pounds. I'll be throwing around weight. I'll be eating right. Like it's really trauma. Because it's called body dysmorphia, right? But I think we all have it just a little bit, you know? But I just want to make sure that I always look my best and be in my best version of myself. And I always want people to have that for themselves too, because it feels good, bro. It feels good. Yeah. It feels good.
I mean, working out essentially does a lot to your self-confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
start to feel sexy.
Like it'll help you approach a lot of situations different. You know what I'm saying? From obviously your mindset to how you approach the rooms, how you talk to people, how you show up, you know what I'm saying, for yourself, and then how you show up in different places.
Yo,
you can get a lot from the.
You know what? I say this all the time. I could tell a lot from a person from how they train. Like if I train with you the first day, and I say, you know what? Let's do box jumps, right? I'll put a box in front of you, right? And you look at that box and you be like, nah, it's too high. That's how you do everything else in life. You'll look at something that you want to do. If it looks challenging, you're going to be like, nah, forget it. I won't do it. And go on to something else. But not even trying it, because you don't even know if you can do it or not.
Facts.
I've rather that client that will fall on their face. I said, all right, we will work to that. Then that client will say, no, I don't want to do that. this is not what I want to do, then you're not the client for me. I like my clients to take risks, take chances. Yo, let's get better. Like, you never know what you can do until you actually do it.
No, that's fact.
And so it's like, yo, why are we scared? Like, yo, you have to be confident in everything you do in life. I realize that, you know. So I'm trying to instill that in confidence and motivation and all that stuff into my clients. And I watch the clients that have been with me. Most of my clients have been with me for a while. My team is really good. I watched them grow in so many aspects in life, man. And it's a beautiful thing. I had a small part of that. They would say I had no part. But I know I have a small part in that.
So who's the community here? Like what type of clients you got in here?
Man, we got entrepreneurs, we got like top execs, you know, my client Bozoma St. John, you know, we got producers like my client Erica Bryant. We got it seems like one of the trainers, she's like family to me, Irina. She trains the whole ABC news reporting cast.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so they all in here training with her. Man, we got directors. It's just a great community, man. But we got people coming from Long Beach, Inglewood. We got Calabasas and Woodland Hills. We got people that come from the IE. Just even train here, bro. And I'm like, you know what? That's a blessing. Because the one thing I know about LA, people like conveniency. And so coming from an hour just to come to, because you love the atmosphere here, it says a lot. And, you know, and it's crazy because I had, like, when the pandemic, you know, I don't know if we in and out of a pandemic. I feel like we still in it sometimes. But when it was going on, I had these girls walk up to me and would say, Jerry, you know what, man? You're the best thing that happened. You're the best thing that happened during the COVID-19 pandemic. And it made me feel good.
You was getting taught in here, bro, doing that.
Yo, bro, listen, it was a blessing, man. And just last week, man, we had a guy who trains with Amani. He comes in, he's a quiet guy, he works out. But he walked up to me and said, yo, man, I'm moving to New York, man. This is my last day here. I just want to say, yo, I appreciate you, bro. This is the only gym I ever been to where I never felt judged. Right? I felt motivated being here. I had people cheering me on. He said, I've never been in an atmosphere like that. And that's what we do here at Strong House Fitness. Like, don't matter what you look like, we're going to encourage you. Like, I watched this one lady come in. She been coming in for like a year now. She dropped 60 pounds. And she been training with this guy named Tyrone, man. It's a beautiful just to see her confidence grow. And like, yo, I want everybody to be their best version. And like taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental health, all that stuff, man, it plays a big part in that, man. Because we all going through some stuff. Everybody.
What about your mindset, man? So in terms of like any books, programs, like what helped you get to like your frame of mind? Because I can tell you confident, focused, a little bit of what you have, like that, not the relentlessy of like not hearing the no's, waking up early, making a decision, cold turkey, just sticking to that. Like I could really like, you know, like that's kind of how I am, you know, like I'm gonna get up at 3, 4, whatever, like start my day. I can hit 10, 20, 30 no's, it don't matter. So like, where'd you get that from?
Well, I would say a lot of that stuff, I was born into that, man. I was born into my mother. She's a hustler. She's a straight hustler, you know. She owned the fashion store in the Bronx when I was growing up. I never seen it because it got burnt down and he lost it before I could actually remember it. But she became like a street vendor on New York City, 125th in Harlem. So if you ever was in Harlem and you saw those vendors out there selling, you probably saw me too. You know, I've been out there when I was like 7, 8 years old with her. So she was teaching me how to do customer service, talking to people and selling merchandise and understanding profits and stuff like that. So she taught me that very early. And I always I appreciate my mother for that, you know. Love you, mommy. I appreciate her for that. But it was, I learned from that. I think that was like the beginning of it, just being around her and seeing her entrepreneurial life. Because I never seen my parents work a 9 to 5. Like, I was never around from that. My father was an iron worker, but he retired before I can remember as well, right? And so I never seen them work a 9 to 5. So I never really understood it, but I was like, okay, this is what society is telling us we need to do, so let me follow the trend. I guess back in my mind, I never really wanted to follow it because like, every time I needed money, I never wanted to get a job. I was like, let me find a way to get this money. You know, growing up, my friends were selling candy on the train. And I started selling candy in New York City trains, man. I did it for like 3 years. I was making like $700 a week, man. I would go to school, go to the one train on Washington Heights, and I would sell 2 boxes every day of candy on Monday through Friday. Then on Saturdays, I would get up early and I make sure I sell 4 boxes. I was done with money. What I did with the money was I would buy a brand new outfit that same day, and I go to skate key in front for the girls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a New York thing, man. But I was at least it made me happy. I didn't have to go to my parents and ask them for money because growing up, we didn't have it. You know, we got 7 brothers and sisters. I got 7 brothers and sisters, and one household. It's a 700 square foot apartment, 2 bedroom.
Yeah.
So we on top of each other. You feel me? So like my mom's, you know, she doing her best as she can. So I'm seeing her struggle. So I'm like, you know what? Why ask my mother for more money? And I'm seeing her already struggle to take care of us. So let me figure this out on my own. And so I always wanted, I guess every time I needed money, I always find a way, do it my way, and not do the corporate ladder way.
So were there any books that you read that kind of gave you some insight that you implement in your life today? Or is that really just like homegrown?
It's kind of homegrown, but I'm not a book reader. I would say that. I'm more visual, so I listen to, I like to watch podcasts.
Yeah.
So I watch people talk. I learn a lot from the Breakfast Club. It's crazy, you know. You get your ratchet in this.
A lot of gems in there.
But there's a lot of gems in there, man. I even go back to old interviews, man, and I rewatch them, man. And I see how people move, and I say, you know what, I want to be that guy. I want to move like that. And seeing how Jay-Z moved, Diddy moved, one of my idols, 50 Cent, you know, seeing how they moved. I'm like, you know what, man, I can do this too, man, because if they come from the same streets I come from.
Facts.
You know, and that's how I look at it, you know. And I'm saying, these guys can come from the same streets and do it. Why I can't do it? Let me take away the distractions. Let me focus 100% on it. And that's what you see here today.
What's up, y'all? So I want to take a second to speak to my creators. So whether you currently got a podcast or think about launching a podcast, maybe you got a YouTube channel and you think about launching a YouTube channel. Here are the facts. Did you know that 9 out of 10 creators actually quit because they don't have anyone to hold them accountable? That's why all you need to do, right? Click that link below, join my Action Takers community, because not only are we gonna hold you accountable, we're gonna teach you how to execute at a higher level. Plus, give you access to principles and strategies to grow your mindset and generate more revenue. So what are you waiting for? Click that link below and join one of the fastest growing content and accountability communities, all right? I'll see you on the inside.
So if there's somebody that's listening or watching right now, you know, what is something that they can get from you? Like, what would you like to share with them about your journey and how they can kind of, you know, start their business, whether online, brick and mortar, go after their dreams, stuff like that?
I would tell the listeners that's at home to make sure you just follow your dream and stay confident. Like, if you believe you can do something, just do it. That's the biggest thing, is confidence, having confidence in yourself, and then having the ability to separate from the distractions that's going on around you. If you got friends that want to smoke weed all day and do nothing else with their life, don't hang around those people. It might sound crazy, but sometimes you need a new change of circle of friends, you know. And if all your friends are doing one thing and it's not something that you want to do, most likely you're gonna end up like them guys. So I would say find a new circle of friends and just stay confident, man. A lot of what you see me here today is the confidence in doing what I love, and the fact that I moved out here and I ain't allow all the Hollywood lights and distractions to steer me away from my dreams. And so I would say that's like the biggest things, man.
So we're in Strong House right now. Obviously, you're helping people improve on the outside, you know what I'm saying, and obviously get that confidence. But if you were, and maybe you're doing this, I'm not sure, but if you were making a Strong House like academy, you know what I'm saying, they can come in there and get that education. What are like 3 or 4 pillars, like they cannot graduate unless they know these things?
Okay. I would say the biggest about business.
Yeah, or just about just like.
it kind of go hand in hand. So like being kind and like customer service. Customer service is everything. If you have a bad attitude and you're mean about everything and it's like this F you this type shit, you ain't gonna have nobody that's gonna support you. Just straight like that, you know? You gotta treat people the way you wanna be treated. So I would say that kind of pulls into it. So be kind and let's see. Things
It's just cool, bro. These kids can't graduate, you know what I'm saying, unless they have these 3 or 4 things instilled in their young lives before they can go to the next level, and they're gonna get it from your academy. So being kind is one.
Being kind.
What are some other things?
Being driven. Being driven. I would say being driven is one, because you're gonna have bumps in the road. But if you're not driven, you're gonna look at those bumps and you're gonna, I'll probably turn on the way or make a U-turn or whatever, right? So being driven, you know, I would say that. So being driven and being passionate, all that stuff plays a big part. Because I used to coach at Hollywood High School, right? So I was a coach there for 3 years, right? So I used to tell the kids, I'm like, if you're not passionate about, if you're passionate about something, I shouldn't have to tell you to get up and be here on time.
Facts.
So those things, if you're passionate about what you do, so that, and the last thing that you need to
kindness, driven, passion.
What's one thing that you need to have in life? I've never missed a session for my clients, right? And me training for 7 years, never overslept, any of that. Just having that accountability to do that.
That's huge, though.
Yeah, but you need that, you know, especially in, this might sound crazy, but especially in Black businesses. Because you hear a lot of horror stories about dealing with Black people in Black businesses, right? But we definitely hear that's not going down here. People love it here. But I guess I would say accountability. That would be
so you got kindness, drive,
and
accountability.
Yeah.
And there was one more. You said one more. Drive, kindness, accountability. And then
it was passion.
I might have been passionate.
Passion, yeah, it's kind of going hand in hand, but and then you see resilience.
Yeah. Well, I think that, man, because I feel like that echoes in a lot of the stuff that you've been sharing, that whole resiliency. You know what I'm saying? At least to me, that kind of like is one of the baselines. I think it kind of, even though you didn't really say it like outwardly, I feel like it's like part of the fabric of like of what you got going on.
Yeah, that's true. You said the resilient part, right?
Yeah. I mean, and I don't necessarily, I mean, that's what I'm picking up from you.
Yeah. I would say I'm resilient.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a confident guy, you know. I ain't grew up with a lot of confidence. But in this chapter of my life, because I feel like you go through chapters in your life, in this chapter of my life, I become more of a confident man. And, you know, I'm starting to believe in my thoughts a lot more. And the people around me are starting to believe into me. And they allow me to lead. And so, but I'm definitely resilient for these last 2 years of being this patient, dealing with this business and not having showers. Listen, we just got our showers on like 4 days ago.
Oh, these showers is brand new. These are 2022 showers.
Yes, August. And well, we're in September now, but yes, these are 4 or 5 days old. So me waiting that long and having customers come in here every day, I know they're complaining, you know, because you don't want to go to the gym and you're coming far and not being able to take a shower. And so like, that's why I love them, you know, because I don't know how many people will do that, you know, and do that for me or just do that because they, you know, for the people here. And so and they was able to keep this business up and flowing because this rent is expensive here.
Yeah. Bro, you're on La Brea, bro.
Yeah.
Like right in West Hollywood.
Yes.
Like this ain't like storefront.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I went from paying $1,600 a month, now I'm paying over $20 grand a month.
Melrose is right there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're paying 20 G's a month, like
over
20 G's a month just for the rent. I mean, we getting to it in here.
I gotta get to it.
Bagdemic in here, bro.
I gotta get to it.
Bagdemic in here.
Yes.
So I think that's pretty inspiring for people, you know, for people that want to have gyms that are aspiring to be, you know, be trainers. Yeah. I think, you know, there's a lot of them that feel like maybe they can't open up a gym. Or you
can do it. It's just, Because like some of the biggest things that happen when it comes to the gym is funding, right? You know, gyms cost a lot of money to build out, especially something like this where we have all brand new equipment. I got everything custom read and stuff like that, and a lot of artwork. It's different funds, like grants out there. It's different loans. That's why you got to work on your credit.
Yeah,
You got to make sure listen, before I had the gym, for the last 5 years, I was building up my credit. My credit was maybe like 520 at the time. I had like $40,000 in credit cards. I didn't do, because, you know, we from that era where, you know, things like that happen. And I had to get up out of all that. So I overcame all that. And I said, you know what, let me build my credit because I know when it's time, I'm gonna need
it.
I'm gonna need everything.
Yeah.
Man. So it definitely worked out.
So what's next for you? Strong House.
Strong House, we're gonna start doing boot camps here. We got boot camps coming in October. We got Muay Thai, we got kickboxing, we got strength and conditioning classes, we got self-defense classes coming, yoga classes, they're coming in October. And then I'm working on Strong House Fitness New York City. Right now, you see...
That makes sense, bro.
So I'm from the Bronx, baby.
That makes sense.
I gotta bring it back home.
Yeah.
But we got my guy Ozzy out there. Ozzy Garcia, he's running right now the New York City Strong House Fitness for me right now. And he's out there, he got the kids, he's doing quarterback drills, all type of athletic drills with the kids. And then we trying to get to the point where we get teachers signed up on it, and we get it on a government-funded type of basis now.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so we're working on that right now. I'm trying to have that really up and running, maybe top of next year.
That'll be fire, man. You got the New York, you got the LA, and then you're gonna take maybe the best clients from New York, take the best clients from LA, and have like a little competition or something.
We'll see, man. But we're gonna keep growing, man. My goals is to have one here in LA, like we have now, New York. Then I want to bring one to Atlanta.
In Niagara Falls for your wife.
Yeah. We're working on that.
You're gonna have one right in Canada.
Yeah. One in Canada. We're working on it. Get my international license. I have one in Atlanta, Miami, and Chicago. And then eventually start franchising and stuff like that.
That sounds dope.
So that's the dream right there. Yeah. But in the midst of all that, build my portfolio in other ways as well. Like real estate, investing into different companies and stuff like that, stocks.
What do you think about cryptos and NFTs?
I'm not into, I did crypto for a little bit at the beginning of last year. I made some money from it. Not really into it right now, to be honest with you. No, I'm just keeping my stuff regular.
Yeah, that would be honestly interesting because with the whole NFT technology and your memberships here, you can offer a project that has some utility with a membership here.
Hey, but you know that field better than I do. You can teach me. Let's talk about it and let's see how we put it together.
Because how many members you got here?
We have maybe about like 115.
All right, so cool. So
that's just members. Then we have 30 trainers that run their business out of here.
So you can have a small project. It can even be 100, maybe 50. It's a certain price. You attach it to, you know, crypto, let's say Ethereum or Ripple, something. I mean, that part is just extra. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the investment part. But whatever the price of that NFT is, it's gonna come with like a dope utility, and that utility might be a different experience with Strong House that's not available on a regular membership. But they buy into it. It might be 2 or 3 times the amount of the regular membership because it's a premium product. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna get a premium Strong House experience, and it's private, right? It's only like maybe 50 people that can experience it because once it's up, it's up. But then maybe, you know, they get like maybe it's a retreat, quarterly retreat, annual retreat. You know what I'm saying? That like you told me you take your family to the Beverly Hills. Yeah. Later on today for brunch. Maybe, you know, you guys do some of that with that crew. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole nother experience, but they're buying into it. Oh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that sounds dope, bro. If you could teach me I really don't know how the NFT thing work. Yeah. I never done any of that. So if I'm willing to learn.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it like it's just like a private gated community. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put an investment to get in. And then with this crew, there's different type of utilities that other people can't experience because they're not part of this group. And then the best part of it is like the mindset. Because like you're in it, let's say I'm in it, certain people of certain, you know, caliber, certain thinking, they're gonna be in it. So
you're gonna want to be a part of it.
From 6, 7, 8 figure earners, you know what I'm saying? 6, 7, 8 figure, 9 figure thinkers, and then there's all the collaboration that can come out of that. You know what I'm saying? So
that's dope. I like that. When we get off this, let's write this stuff down.
100%, bro. I appreciate you. You know,
listen, it's
finally
love,
doing
bro.
it.
Finally, brother, man. I hope this is what you wanted, bro.
Nah, this has been amazing.
Yes, man.
I know you're
I
gonna
had a great
inspire a lot of people with this episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming next for you and Stronghouse, bro.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Listen, if you have goals and you wanna have somebody to hold you accountable, come to Stronghouse Fitness. And we bring in a different culture out here. You know, I would say when you walk in here, it does. If you're from the East Coast, it will feel like East Coast to you. Yes,
That's facts. He came in this morning, he played like back-to-back New York songs.
I had my Jay-Z.
You got a whole New York playlist.
I had a Jay-Z. I put my Ja Rule on New York. I had to let you know where you was at. Like, I know we in LA, but we in New York.
I mean, I'm from Boston, so I'm not that far from New York.
Yeah, I feel it.
All right, y'all. We'll see you on another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. Shout out to my guy, Jerry Housey. Make sure you pull up to Stronghouse if you're in the LA area.
Yes.
If you're visiting, or if you're just in California, period.
Yes, 716 North La Brea, Los Angeles, California. If you know what Pink's Hot Dogs is, then you know what Stronghouse Fitness is. We're directly across the street.